Here we are at our first campground called Heart of the Hills, and as you can see, everything is super lush and green, and there's Lane exploring the foliage. Don't get lost. Everything is kind of covered with moss, and there's these pretty big trees. I don't know if they're Douglas firs or not, but they're big. There's our lovely rental car. It's kind of foggy and a little misty here on our first day, but that's alright. We had our dinner. Here's our nice campsite. Isn't this cool? It's all kind of closed in with foliage all around it. Hopefully we'll stay dry tonight.
But I still remember you here, swimming in the middle. A red bird sings from the sycamore tree, some kind of eloquent echo. I live.
Here we are on our first hike up to Lake Angeles, and we're in an area that's got a bunch of downed branches and trees. Not quite as lush as it was down below. We've been hiking for about 2 hours, all uphill, non-stop uphill, with our big packs on. But at least it's not raining.
In the middle, the shadows and leaves unlock my heart, just like a key, and bring you right back home to me. All of the years I have spent here, I have never wandered. I live in the middle.
Here we are at our second campground, Lake Angeles, and unfortunately you can't see much because it's so foggy and it's a little drizzly, but I'm going to step on this rock. See this rock down here? Hopefully I won't fall in. You can see out there, there's that cool little island that you can see in the mist. And unfortunately, above that island, about right up there, is a gigantic mountain with these big waterfalls, little stream waterfalls of melting snow cascading down the mountain. And Lane and I saw it like the first 5 minutes we came into camp, and then it's been sucked in with fog ever since, so I didn't get a picture. But trust me, it was there. Wasn't it, Lane? Lane wasn't lying.
Just like a key, and brings you right back home to me.
Here is our campsite at Lake Angeles. They just kind of leveled off some area, put some logs as borders, and you can pitch your tent anywhere. We're the only ones here. No one else is silly enough to camp in the rain. But Lane is being a good trooper. Everything's shrouded in mist. And today we did a super hard hike. It was almost 4 miles. 100% of it was uphill. It's pretty tough, but
The way you sing unlocks my heart just like a key, and it brings you right back home to me.
here we are at the Fair Home campground where we'll be spending the night. Through the trees there you can see Lake Crescent a little bit. And this place is very lush and green. Lots of ferns. Here's our spot here. And you can see up in those trees especially, there's moss everywhere. And this giant tree stump must have been a monster of a tree. And just this whole area is covered with these ferns, which are really pretty. Anyway, not a bad place to have a campsite.
If only my feet could fall as fast as a heart does, I would be so long gone. But I'm stuck under your thumb. I can't get up.
Here we are at the Pacific Inn. We had a slight change of plans. We got rained on last night pretty heavily, and so everything got wet. And we didn't want to go hiking to another campground with all our wet gear and spend the night in our wet gear. So we decided to come to the town of Forks and stay at this nice little motel. And here we are. So, what we've done is spread all of our gear all over the room, as you can see, including setting up the tent so it can dry out. Our pads are drying, our sleeping bags are hung up to air out, and that's about it. So tomorrow we'll head back out into the wild.
I can't get up.
Here we are at Rialto Beach. A little drizzly. Rocky beach. Big trees right up next to it. Lots of rocks and sea stacks out in the water. Cool over there. And lots of logs back behind us that have washed up from the sand or from the ocean. Pretty wild.
I can't get up. If only my eyes could see, as high as the mountain, or wherever your heart's gone. But I have fallen on the bank of this river. I can't get up. I can't get up. I can't get up.
Here we are at our next campsite at the Mora. It's called Mora. It's near the beach. And it is also a very nice site. Lots of big trees, lots of green stuff. Tall trees all around. Got this very cool looking maple here. It's got moss hanging off of it all over, which is pretty neat looking. And there's this big tree that they, I guess, had to cut down. Anyway, another nice site.
If only my heart could speak into this river, and you drink me up, I could be free of all these lonesome shivers. I could give myself up, give myself up. We all go back to the river. We will all come undone, and there you will be, my love, with the fantasy.
Here we are at the Hoh Rainforest Campground. Our last campground that we'll be at. And this is our nice little site. As you can see, it's right next to the Hoh River, which is lovely. It's like a little noise machine for us when we sleep tonight. And it's the first dry picnic table we've been to yet. And it's still got a couple puddles, but mostly all dry. It's a nice space. Some good views and the river.